You're welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochorogo. So that is when you laugh because you can't cry. I tell you, we did it to others, and it was sweet. I mean, remember, it's a reference point, the man miracle, and we say, we were 4 goals down. We came back. And look at Bade, they all scored. You understand? You know, but then it happened to us. This thing, I remember Sotema of Malagasy. You know, Bende Insurance went to play them in 1979. You know, right there in Malagasy, you know, Insurance won 2-0. And when they got to the airport, for the return leg in Nigeria, the Nigerian journalists, sport journalists asked them, "They beat you 2-0 in your place. What are you coming to do in Nigeria?" And they said, "The ball is round." You can't forget that. At the National Stadium, yes, I was there. He just said, "With the story they told Ken Ochorogo." I was there. And I tell you, before you know it, Agon Naji has considered. It was now 2-2. In fact, we were begging. They scored a third one, but the referee said it was offside. I don't know. Maybe there was no VAR then, but it was. We eventually won through penalty. Since then, I knew the ball was round. So when it happens, it happens. And Obomo Sigwe, you're welcome to the show.
This one is a case of, for club and country. Remember me of Arsenal versus Newcastle.
Exactly. But
that match, I had issues with the officiating in this game, but this one was a case of defensive blunder. The midfield was nowhere. And when they had got clawed back 2 goals, I thought I was going to see some form of
a reaction
from the bench, like either makes defensive substitutions, but nothing was forthcoming. No direction was coming. It's really atrocious. We shouldn't be losing. We shouldn't be giving 4 goals to a. I'm not trying to talk down on Sierra Leone.
They are rated 120 in the world, and it's a match that it's not as if a match we're already 4 goals up. So definitely, I mean, there are no excuses, my guy.
And I look at Ken. I want to be pragmatic here. I look at this coach since he's been here. What area of progress can we say he has made?
Exactly.
In what area has he made progress?
Yes.
Really, and the excitement that comes with our team, the style of football they play, is no longer there. We struggle to win games. It's always a ball fest. I'm being optimistic here. No improvement. I think something has to give you at some point. And that goalkeeper, I'm sorry to say that goalkeeper, I don't know where we got him from. You don't want to tell me that we cannot find much better goalkeepers from the local league.
No. You see, I think it is a policy. Sometimes some people are blaming Raw that you are saying you are not taking any players from the league. But then if the head of the house, if the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, if he's the chief scout and scouting abroad, so what do you expect the coach to do? And you remember the bickering in their, when they're about to renew his contract, and you must do this, you must do that, and you must do everything. So basically, this is where we are.
But a coach that knows his onions, if you can't be coaching handicapped. If you feel that the system does not favor you, quit and expose what is happening there. Because at the end of the day, your reputation, your integrity as a manager, your ability as a manager is called to question. If something is going on, we should be doing much better. Against a team like Sierra Leone, no. What happened that day was unpardonable.
Yeah, the thing is that they turned it into a circuit, a circus from day one, and that is exactly what we see here. This match is an international. It was not an international friendly. It was a competitive match.
Qualifier.
I mean, whether we like it or not, the inauguration of the elected governor of Edo State, what they would have done, they would organize a novelty match. But you are preparing for a match. The deputy governor went to train with the team. The next day, the minister and the NFF also, they all wore their own jersey to go and train in tactical formation that every second matters. Yeah, you see, so there are certain things we look at, and Obama, I don't know, probably things. There are things that are done in the world and that are done in Nigeria.
I know that teams receive political guests from time to time, but this thing should be behind the scene. It shouldn't be made public because it does not portray you as a serious-minded coach. I saw the deputy, even though he displayed some skills, but that is not. This is a nation.
He's not part of the team.
He's not part of the team. He shouldn't be there, and we don't need to be shown those clips because at the end of the day, what Nigerian wants to see seriousness in their team, not razzmatazz. They want to see our team doing well. And look at, after all the whole razzmatazz behind
what happened.
See what happened. Sierra Leone, we gave away 4 cheap goals.
It's not as if we're not good. To me, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's not as if we can't go to Sierra Leone and beat Sierra Leone.
Definitely,
we are still going to beat them in Sierra Leone. But I think these things are happening so that we can get some, learn some lessons. I don't know, probably just like that. To me, that is how I feel. No. I feel that so that we can be serious.
Ken, the issue here in this game, I know our midfield collapsed. There was no defensive cohesion in that match. But what I'm saying...
No, but Roy is building a team.
I don't know what he's building, actually.
The team is the youngest team. It's the youngest team in the world.
He is employed to win games and not to build a team. And look, if you look at... Because I looked at the match against... I looked at that game against Sierra Leone. I looked at the Arsenal game against Newcastle. The referee had a bearing on that game. This one, the referee was not... You could see how they decimated our defense. Scoring... We gave goals away.
You said something earlier. You said when it was 4-2, you were expecting a reaction.
Yes.
And then the reaction he did was to bring in attackers and stuff like that. Probably maybe the injury to Victor Osimhen would have, maybe kind of altered. But then you have alternatives.
Shut up. You can see you're under pressure. You're bringing attackers and
okay, let us see some of those results that because it was the AFCON qualifier. So we are not the only African team that played. Other teams also did play. So let's see. Let us see those results.
Nigeria 4, Sierra Leone 4.
Okay, those are the scorers. A game of 2 halves.
Mali 1, Namibia 0.
Yeah.
South Africa 2, Sao Tome and Principe 0.
Yes. So.
And Morocco 4, Central African Republic 1.
Yeah.
Tunisia 1, Tanzania 0.
Okay. And then
Niger 1, Ethiopia. Good result for Niger Republic.
Good result for them. I mean, Niger is a very difficult team to beat. And then remember that Burkina Faso and Niger actually sacked Jedot Raw. It was before we signed him. So if he was not good enough for Burkina Faso, like, if he was not good enough for Niger, I don't know. Probably maybe they were saying.
If we had made progress in some certain areas with Raw, I don't like to call for coaches to go, but we need to see considerable improvement in this. And in recent years, I can't say that Super Eagles had made required progress, in all honesty.
In any department?
Yes.
No, they've made one. We've been qualifying with the matches to spare. Okay, let us see the table. Let us see the table. So that we just have to do these things. I mean, it's not as if we are happy doing it. It is some ridiculous thing. You don't know how to go about it, and people will just be pushing it down your throat and letting you know that you qualify before you qualified. Okay, so that is the table there now.
We are still topping with 7 points. Benin 6 points. Sierra Leone 2 and Lesotho 1.
Okay. So that is it. So the next match is again the same just like a return match. Reverse fixture. So we are going to play Sierra Leone, and then Benin and Lesotho are also going to play. So basically,
if we win and Benin Republic wins, I think
another match to spare.
Yeah.
So we'll have won and qualified.
And he would have kept his record going.
Of qualifying. But the thing is, like we said, qualifying, like we said, it's a means to an end. The end itself is what to do in the competition.
Yes.
And that is the thing. We've won more bronze medals than any African nation at the Nations Cup. Go and check. We're tired of bronze. We've won silver. Cast your mind back to Onigbide in 1984, taking the young. That was even the young team, Stephen Keshi and co, taking them there. The Patrick Oka last of this world, and they went to Cote d'Ivoire and got us that particular bronze against an experienced Cameroonian side. So we've gotten gold 3 times. So for goodness sake, let us know where we are going to. Let us know where we are. Brazil has qualified in every edition of the World Cup. Qualification is not the problem. We're not talking about qualification. We are saying going there. Where do you put Nigeria in the World Cup?
The most painful silver medal we got was the one at National Stadium against Cameroon.
Against Cameroon, of course.
Sad.
Yes, it happens. When you went to Tunisia to go and win, you beat. When you went to South Africa to go and win, also they participated. The beauty is going to somebody's land and winning it. Of course, before you're fast, you want to win it. When you get to the finals, it's better you drop before the final than to lose at the final.
And to lose the way we did in that game was most painful.
Don't start pointing out to a penalty shootout that somebody carried down. Vic, don't mind the Prince of Monaco. It happens to all of us. Okay, we also want to say, in these times that we are saying the COVID-19, no fund and whatever, that the handball league, Premier League did take place, and then the sharpshooters, and then the Angels, all became champions. It is not when federations do well, we say yes, you guys are doing well, and I think the Handball Federation, those are the 2020 Handball Premier League champions. Adorable Angels. Those are the women's champions, and then the sharpshooters also picked it for the male.
Man.
Kudos to handball.
Congratulations.
Yeah, the safety shooters.
It's good to see them coming back again and organizing competitions. Like, it helps.
I tell you this, and then in a healthy environment, in everything, and then getting it done. I think that is what we should all be glad for. So, those are some of the results of the last matches that were played. But then we've already gotten the champions. But it tells you that we can organize things if we want to. The Handball Federation did go out there to get a sponsor. The sponsor spent their money to get this thing done, and then that is what you have just seen. So we can't take anything away from them.
Congratulations.
I think probably this is how far we want to take in this segment. I want to take a short break, because when we come back, it's all about the Nigerian players and their union, the Players Union. Stay with us. Oh, wow. Caught in the act. You're welcome to the show. I have some guests in the house. We are still trying to check if we're perfectly okay. Some 30 years back, some players, some Nigerian ex-footballers then, young they were, but then they were decided to say, it is time for us to look at what how we can remedy our situation. Why did I say that? Because, you know, most of these players were just, they were in a club and that club has just been disbanded. You know, but it was the era of disbanding. We were under military regimes and governors and stuff like that. I remember Shooting Stars playing in the finals of the Champions Cup and they came back because they lost. You played in the final, the team played Champions League, you lost. And the governor just said, you are disbanded. So it was okay then. Most of those clubs then were also owned by individuals and also by corporate bodies, especially banks. A lot of banks own, clubs. A lot of manufacturing companies own them. We have even in the like Leventis who are selling, buying and selling. You know, Mandilas. A lot of them are all there. So you know, these players. Some of them, they found themselves in the labor market and then nobody to find, to justify, go out and fight their cause. And they said, why don't we sit down, have a union like it's done all over the world, and then see if things like this were happening to us, it won't happen to the next generation of players who come after us. I think that was the bet of the players' union. But somewhere along the line, a lot of things didn't go well. Personal interest got in. Not even, maybe different philosophy of how to go about things. And Nigeria, in fact, Nigeria were part of the players union. Remember, the players union started way back in 1965. And by 66, when England was hosting the World Cup, they were already there from France, from England, from Belgium. The ex-players coming to form that players union, one of the strongest bodies in the world. FIFA can't do without the players union. But in Nigeria, there's been a vacuum. Suddenly we had 1, 2, we have 2, we have 3, and issues. And then a few years back, some other concerned ex-players now said, look, what can we do? And one of them, he's not in the studio today. I wish he's here. People will bring him here. I said, look, we have to do this. It is the present Surulere local government chairman, Tajuddin Ajide. He played this game and then he said, I am in this position. I've been trying to help a lot of persons. They come to him because, of course, he's a chairman now. If they have health issues, if they want to pay school fees, they want to do all that. And then he said, look, a lot of ex-players, when they go out, where do they go to? And do they have benefits? It wasn't there. So, I said, look, can we have just one union? Can we have one body? And I tell you, this team came together. They worked tirelessly night and day with a lot of ex-international that we are going to give thanks to. And today, we are celebrating what has done bettered. MOU has been signed. We now have one central players body that in a few days, they will call the world to come in. But some of those who are central to this cause, some of those who have been part of it are in the house. We are devoting today's show to the players' union because it is intrinsic. It is after where you have that is the structure, that is the bone behind those who are playing now, who get sacked, those who are playing now, whose salary are cut in half, those who are playing now, who do not, sometimes your salaries go for 1 year without payment and somebody knocks you out, and those who after you are sacked, what do you get? So if you are in the military, if you are in the academia, if you are working in a bank and you finish, they pay you off. They do all that. But for the Nigerian footballers, it is like to your tent, O Israel. We hope that this new body, this new, become a beacon of hope for the future. I have in the house players, I mean, they've been on themselves because, I mean, they just told me a story of one of, when Abiola Babes took on NNB. And one of them said, well, Ken, I hammered, in fact, it was the Ogbe Stadium first that saved him. Guys, meet my 2 guys in the house. We are still going to meet another one in Warri and another in Kano is going to be a show. Let me start from the guy, the Rock of Gibraltar. He captained the Flying Eagles at a point. He was the leader of men, and then he is a Trojan of defense. Let me talk with Taju. Taju, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Why do you keep on reminding Austin of that encounter between Abiola Babes and New Nigerian Bank? Austin Popo is here. Okay. We call him comrade. He's the Secretary General of the Players Union. They've been there from 1990. They've been fighting this just cause, and they are all smile because like we are getting close to El Dorado. Austin, you're welcome to the show. Austin, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm just planning for what to tell.
Tell me, plan and say. I will tell you my own side of the story.
Your own side of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
But you went for his. You went for him. You didn't go for his. You didn't go for the ball.
No, that wasn't what happened. If I've done that, penalty probably will be awarded.
Okay.
No, I told him it's because I like him so much that time, and I told him this is a crucial match. And that match, for the fact that NMB and Abiola Babes were tied on points, whoever wins
Yes.
that match wins the league. And we are playing at Ogbe Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and we have Mighty Jets of Jaws with one team playing in Jaws. That match is crucial too, because if we play draw,
And
the outcome of that match will determine who wins the league. So it was a tug of war.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for my friend, and I've told him, I've warned him before the match,
Yeah.
he now speed. You know, he thought he can
He has the
overrun
speed.
me. He has the speed.
Yes.
Not knowing that I purposely opened that side for him. Go. He now thought he's free to go and be Raymond King. He now go. As soon as he got there, I hammered him with the ball. It was the Ogbe Stadium barbed wire that brought him back to the stadium.
Austin, this is not fair. In your home, if they were VAR then, how many red cards do you think he would have gotten?
10. I couldn't even remember the incident until I saw Taju one day. He came with a complete football magazine. And in the front page, it was showing two of us.
Yes.
When he was saying, I said, but Taju, this is late tackling now. You are behind me. So how come you said you whipped me to... Now it's just by the way, sir. Let's face the business of today.
All right, you welcome to the show. That is the thing. All right, we are going to take a short break, because when we come back, we'll go straight to Warri and see if Harris Njala will join the show. Stay with us. Okay, you welcome back. Let's see if we can link up with Harris Njala right there in Warri. Oh yes, I think we can see him. I think we can see him, but if it's clear, let's get up with it. He's the founding father of the National Association of Nigerian Footballers. Hello, Mr. Njala. How are you? Hello.
Hello?
Are we clear?
Yes, I'm here.
That is what I want to hear. Okay, the story so far, we are all smiling, but it has not been easy. Where have we been coming from, and where are we now, and where do you think we are going to in this merger, in this amalgamation, in this United Union for Nigerian players?
Thank you very much, Ken, and happy Sunday to you and the crew members of Channel 7. I am the progenitor of the players' movement in the country, so I am grateful to God. The internal rankings has been there. That was instigated by the federation to see that we are not a united body. But reason has prevailed today, and the body is now one. I can tell you categorically so. Under the leadership of Tijani Babangida, the consensus candidates that the two unions agreed that should take the mantle of leadership. It's been long. It's very, very long. And we want to thank the elders, specifically those who stood behind this measure. The chairman of the Sudan local government has been like a pillar. Elders, Felix Owoloni, Sheikh Modegbami, Joe Eriko, Coach Kadri Kana, Emmanuel Okala, and the host of them, they work behind the scene. David Sino with me as well to see that this players union becomes one body. And we are very happy. A few days back, we signed the measure agreement. So the body is now one under a new name, Professional Footballers Association of Nigeria. And we'll be progressing on the 21st to inaugurate the executive board, of the Players Union. So that's the way it's been, Ken. I want to thank those of you in the media too that has seen what a proper union will be in the affairs of Nigerian football. Those of you who have supported us all these years. And we thank God. I specifically thank God that I'm alive to witness, this measure. And the body of players have come to stay.
Okay, it is good to hear that from you. Let me. Your guys are in the house. Austin, the journey. You and Austin and Co. You started this journey from day one, all the way back. Taju is also here. So we'll come back to you. Let me take the guys in the studio. Austin, like you said, this thing has come a very long way. 30 years struggle, and here we are. Like I said, almost at El Dorado. He has just acknowledged that we have just one president now, which was in Tijani Babangida. It's no longer a divided house. And when we now have, instead of a NAF and NAF, we now have a PFAN, you understand? Which is the Professional Footballers Association of Nigeria. Your struggle, you've been part of this. 2 or 3 or 4 times you've been here. When players in Borno are not paid, when somebody died in Ibadan, in Edo, I see you jump from one bus to the other, you move from one place to the other and stuff like that. How will this change? How will this measure? How will this new body change the coloration of the landscape?
I want to first and foremost give glory to God. For me, I think it's a major leap because it would have amounted to nothing after these struggles, like you mentioned, and at the end of the day, there was nothing to show for it. I want to thank God. I also want to thank my colleague, the former president, Harrison Jala, and also especially thank Honorable Tajuddin Ajide. I think for me, everything you see manifest in the physical, there's always a divine arrangement to it. So I want to thank God that for Tijani Babangida, for example, he didn't just emerge. I think it is God's time, because God will always make all things beautiful at his time. For everything in life, there is a season, and for every purpose, there is a time. So when you have a clear understanding of times and season, you cannot be frustrated. The children of Issachar, they say they were great because they have a clear understanding of the time and season. I think a lot of people would have been surprised that where we are today, because even when this whole issue started, we had 3 major meetings. In the beginning, I was not part of it. But as the meeting began to progress, there were some issues and all that. And nobody even believed the day I told them. But that was on the 21st of October. Arejiola walked into my room and said, "This is the way we have to go." I'm sure he didn't believe when I told him that God has spoken to me about it. And to me, if you hear from him, you don't need any other. So I want to especially use this opportunity to thank Ajide, because for every vision, for every change, you say, when the pain of change is greater than the pain, when the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change, change becomes inevitable. There were a lot of experiences for remaining the same. Today, Babangida is the president today. He came from a structure. And I thank God that what I said, or what some of us fought for some years ago, is what has manifested. It says today we have structures all over Nigeria, which is part of the merger. Today we have a president that has started, which is a product of the merger. And today we can boastfully say that on the 4th of December 2018, that was a watershed in the life of Nigerian players, because that was when we had a proper election. That club captains, because the old idea about this union is about the current players, actually.
Exactly.
We just, 18 out of the 20 club captains, apart from the state ESCO chairman, they voted for the first time. So to me, it's a watershed. And whatever we are doing now, we are building on those structures. So I want to thank Ajide especially, because I just think God just prepared him as a vessel for this change. Okay. And every other person that is involved, including my good friend here, who is always kicking me.
Have you forgiven him? Have you forgiven him?
I've forgiven him. All right. So, to me, we have a president who God has prepared for this assignment.
Okay. Taju, let me come to you. First and foremost, it is good to hear that Austin has forgiven you for that kung fu that you gave to him, some years back. Probably we'll find out at the end of the day whether it was NMB or Abiola Babes who won the league that year. I don't know who actually won the league, but we'll still find out. We'll look at the team.
NMB.
It was NMB that they still won.
Yes,
it's okay.
Because we played goalless draw.
Okay.
So, and they had goals.
You guys won the league. Yes, okay, so that compensated. Exactly. Even if you have kicked him, that would have gone there. Okay, let's come to you. A lot of kudos, a lot of everything, encomiums have been poured, which is rightfully so, on the man, Taju Ajide, the Surulere local government chairman. I tell you, he didn't forget his constituency, and sometimes you build a legacy, and this is exactly what that outlives you, to say bringing peace, bringing oneness, and bringing order into this. Because part of why at a point why maybe the players were having that when they have these different organizations, and then the FA recognizing one body and not recognizing one is like a house divided among itself. It's like somebody's being used against itself and stuff like that. But how did the journey? I remember I was part of 1 or 2 meetings, that we held with your guys, the Hands of the Shegu Oguns, the Clement Temiles, a lot of us, trying to meet to see how this. That's why I'm happy today that you guys arrived where you are. How has it been? And for you guys, because you are yourself and Taju, they see you, they see him. Exactly. Whatever he does, both of you are doing that together. Yeah. And you also his commissioner for Agric and sports in Surulere local government. Exactly. So how what role did he play? How difficult was it to convince men? He's talking about vision. God talking to him on the 21st of October when Harris Jala walked into his room. But how did it happen? How did you guys do it? Local sacrifices, money, energy, and time.
Wow. Thank you very much. If I want to start talking on this issue, I think we won't finish it today. Okay. But one thing I want to say clearly is that, I thank God for everybody who is involved in this. Thank God for my own personal, because history is being made. And I'm saying this because I know what I'm talking about. We started this process is long due. It's been a long time that we've been, exactly, come back and forth. I remember vividly when we first started this. It was like 6 years, 7 years ago. We went to Lekki. I didn't put everybody there, through the local government too. We camped in Lekki for 3 days. We did this for like probably 2 months. Every weekend we come there. And everybody, we talk. At the end of the day, that thing crashed. So it was a disappointment then. But now we said, well, we're not giving up. So when he got into the office, when he got to the office again as the chairman, as God wanted, he just had sex. When it's time for God, nobody can stop it. It's just the time. And I remember I went to the US. I came back. The first meeting I held with IJ, because I was working with him directly, but I have to go see my family in the US. So when I got back, I remember he just drove me. We went to his house in Lekki. We sat down there with 3 days there. We now talk about how we're going to improve the life of our players. Honestly speaking, and we said, between ourselves, let's get it to another level. That was how the TNT was formed between me and him. Okay. If he named it Taju and Taju. Okay. So, and this is all about, helping the players. At times when I go, it's not that I haven't, it's not that I'm but if I go to the US and come back at times, number one, I don't even feel good. The way I see some of my colleagues that we played, we've served this country, and there's nothing, no pension scheme, no nothing. I know how hard the Players Union, because at that time I was the director of Players Affairs. He was the general secretary, and there was a time Okocha was the president, Omokachi was the vice, and later Dairu and all that stuff. So I think this is long deal, because if you don't do it right now, history will judge us. History is going to judge us, and that's exactly why I'm happy about this. Ajide he put in everything. At times when we're in the council, in the local government, I've heard some people who always say, you abandon your this. It is all the players every time they come, they can't. He said, let me tell you all, football, sports is my number one constituency. I'm not going to, my colleagues come, So that was how that thing started. And so God so good, the TNT network, has generated to another level. We have everybody, I don't know, from the US, like the likes of Tony Igwe, the likes of Olusegun Adeleke, Odegbami, they are set, our set. Everybody is on that platform, which we now communicate. It's never been done before, it never happened before, but it happened. So today, I think my greatest joy is that we got this thing done. A couple of days ago, we signed the MOU, and now...
And on Tuesday, on Saturday?
On Saturday,
yeah.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Yeah, so all the ESCOs, everybody will be showcased. So
where are we signing? Where in Lagos?
Yeah, definitely for now, I think it's an Eco Club.
Okay, Club. Has the venue been confirmed?
Yeah, Eco Club. But if anything change or whatever, I will let you know. But it's on the 24th.
Okay.
The
date is set.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I will let you know.
If Harrison is still there, can we go to Warri? All right. Harrison is still there. You've had your colleagues, and then I like when I see you smile, because the picture everybody know of Jala is that of a fighter. I don't know that Jala. No. Harrison Jala is going to give you one problem with that. But look at you beaming with all smile, like a father seeing his child grow up, and they say, "Look, at least I'm fulfilled." Are you fulfilled? And what should your children, what should the players be looking forward to now that we are having just one indivisible, strong Nigerian Players Union?
Ken, thank you very much. And my colleagues there, let me also thank them for the effort. It's been a combined effort, from both sides to see that this is done. I'm a very happy man, I'm a fulfilled. I can't even express the way I feel, because it is just the grace of God that I saw this day. It can even happen that this glory, this is Nigeria. The glory, you can get all these things done, and God will choose to give it to somebody else, give the glory to somebody else at the end of the day. But God has been faithful to me. So I'm a very, very fulfilled guy. I played the role of the father, seeing what I planted so many years back materialize as a one full-fledged Players Union. I don't ask God for anything more, because He has fulfilled all I needed to do. So, for me, it's good luck to these guys that will sit down behind the scene, and whenever they need our support, we come around to support them. My joy is just to see that what I have planted so many years ago, that my labor all these years is not in vain. I thank my colleagues who are in there. You can only have one captain in the ship.
At a time.
That captain now.
Yeah.
At a time. We have that captain now, and all we need to do is to support that captain. We have no choice to support him with prayers, with advice, and ensure that they succeed. And they will succeed.
Okay, I want to stick with you briefly. What should the players now, those who are currently playing, what will be what difference are they going to be experiencing? What has happened in the past 30 years or so that you guys have gone through, the hardship, the half salary, the non-payment, the premature termination of contracts, and what have you? What will the players, because they are watching here, what will they be looking forward to? What will you be promising them that this is the change, that the changes that will come with the birth of the new Players Union?
Ken, I can assure you that things can never remain the same again. It was a divide and rule thing that was happening. Even as I speak to you now, the clubs know with what is happening. They are watching us. They know, they are following the trend of what we are doing. The clubs, the league management company, the Nigerian Football Federation, they are all taking cue. They must do the needful. There is nothing, the grace they have all these years is that the body is divided. So everybody runs behind that curtain that the body is divided. So the players are rest assured that issues of infringement of their contracts, issues of infractions of their contracts, that is something of the past. Issues of their welfare, issues of their insurance scheme, those things will come to play. The union has come to stay. And all the tires of football, knows today that the sleeping giant has woken up. That are happening in the Super Eagles, those that are happening with the female teams and all that stuff, where allowances have not been paid for several years and so on. I trust that Tijani Babangida, that the new president, is going to open all those books and ensure that those players are paid. Allowances that are being held by the federation for so many years, those books will be opened. So the thing is clear, why these issues have been there all along, and the clubs, the LMC and the federations, they've not been doing their own parts to ensure that the players get what they need. It's because they see that we have a divided house, and the house is no longer divided. So it's up to them, because they know what a united players is. The powers that is in the hands of the united players, they know what it is. You don't need to explain that to them. So they know that a major achievement, we have it now. Issues of unpaid salaries and those are unpaid allowances at the national team, in the club level alone, those should be issues of the past. It can never happen anymore. So they will take cue and know that a united players union has come, and their priority is to ensure that the welfare of the players is taken care of from not only from the LMC level, from the NLO, all the tasks of the league, including the academies and so on and so forth, to ensure that these things are done. The union knows what it needs to do, and Babangida has been there for about 2 years. It's not absolutely new to the system. So he knows exactly what to do. He knows, and the clubs and the NFF and the LMC will comply. If they don't comply, then they have themselves to pay. The players, have to pay. There's no going back. So those issues will be a thing of the past. The players should be assured, that their future, what the football they've chosen as their career, they are now guaranteed of a future, that has nothing to do with the past. In our own time, we didn't have a union to protect us, but they are very lucky that they have chosen a profession that now has a union that will fight for their rights. So all the tasks of football know what is happening. They are seeing what the reconciliation that is going on. They've seen that the measure has come to stay. So everybody will comply. And do the needful. That's the way it is. The case of Nigeria cannot be different. It's so all over the world. So we are there now. We are there. We thank God for His grace. Thank you for this opportunity.
We thank God for His grace, and I like that smile. I like that laughter. Harrison, it's good to see you smiling. I like that. He said everything is now in the past. Right now, things will be done rightly, and then some people have been put on notice that it's no longer business as usual. I think we were told that. So let me come back to your guys right here in the house, and let's see how the discussion continues. Taju, let me come back to you. Surulere is known as the sports city. There is a National Stadium.
Exactly.
There is Teslim Balogun.
Yeah.
There is Eagle Club.
Exactly.
There is, if before you go around Surulere, you are going to meet either it is boxing, either it's whatever they have been projected a very long time, and you guys have been very, very serious. What has been the focus of because like what Harrison is saying here, it's not just players who are playing in the our professional league, the MPFL, those who are playing the NLO, those who are playing downstairs, academy and stuff like that. But you are all the commissioner for sports, not the not of football.
Exactly.
So what is really happening? Remember that is also our head office, Channels Kids Cup.
Exactly.
We've come to Surulere.
Exactly.
I'm going to task you guys.
No problem.
We are going to task you.
We're ready. Seriously.
Yes.
Honestly, we're ready.
So what has been happening in Surulere?
Well, thank God. If not for COVID, and other stuff that happened there, I think we were a little bit slowed down because of that. Nobody can play contact sport, nobody can do it, blah, blah, blah. But now, you can't believe, now that the situation is getting better, we want to go back. We probably planned to go to the United States, to go to UK with youth, because we want to develop the youth. I remember vividly, when we have junior league all around Lagos State, created by former Governor Fashola.
Yeah.
And at that time, all these kids have something doing. They're busy. Most of these kids were off the street, getting something done, you know. But suddenly when the junior league was no more, most of these kids now went back on the street. And so we took it upon ourselves that, you know, there's something we have to do. That was even before the COVID. We've started helping youths. We want to develop youth again. Make sure we take most of them off the street, because when they are busy, you know, a mind that is not busy, a mind that is idle is a devil workshop.
Yeah.
So, and this one make all these kids, you know, to go there and do bad things. But we see now you can come to Surulere and compare Surulere to what it used to be. All the bad doings, it slowed down. You know, Ajit Surulere is a peaceful place now, and all these kids now, the program we have for them, we want to start catching them young.
There is a Surulere League or something.
Yeah, there is a Surulere League now.
Yes.
Created by Alaji. Good. Ajide is the patron of that league.
Okay.
Most sporting activities around Surulere or Lagos State, Ajide is one patron or the other, one of the other. And me too, as he's going, I'm going
the shadow,
along with
you are,
it.
I think you are his shadow or something.
Yeah. So we've been doing our best to make sure, you know, football returns to what it used to be. When we were playing, grassroots football was so passionate. We have all these kids, all of us were so, and at the end of the day, we have our way to go abroad. I think we want to bring all
But
those
that was
stuff
like
back.
that opportunity can be open.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we want to go on another short break. When we come back, Austin is still here, and he has something about community football. We'll hear from him and see how that will be an alternative, a viable alternative to state governors owning all the clubs. Stay with us.